Hello, my name is RICCO Ross, and you're watching In My Own Words.
They are kicking butt and taking names.
I am tired of losing everything that I care about.
No matter how it comes about, just love on each other as much as you can.
It's always about Carrie. She's got the books, she got the smarts, she get the men.
You one of them new school cats. You be in the box, getting your feet done, taking pics.
Did I not mean anything to you?
All I could think about is you.
Everyone has a price.
And everything has a cost.
Let's just toast to the unexpected Christmas.
Yeah, this is the thing. Once I decided this is what I wanted to do, in our community, they often say that we have to work twice as hard. And so what I wanted to do was prepare myself. And this is what I'll say to young people out there watching. Whatever you want to do, you have to do the work to prepare yourself. If you prepare yourself, there's a confidence that comes with that and a lot of other rewards. So I prepared myself. There are three types of what I call education. There's street education, which I'm from South Side, West Side Chicago. I got that growing up. There's formal education, which you get in college and school. And there's worldly education, which you get from traveling and experiencing things. I equip myself with all of those things. Once I'm equipped with all those things, I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for anything that this business calls. When I walk in the room, I'm walking in there with a certain confidence that I can do whatever as good as anybody else in this room. And with that, you're able to take rejection. You're able to take the no's because you understand it's not because I'm not good enough, it's because I'm not right for this part or because the producer's nephew is going to get the part, something like that, But I know I walk in there, I do my job, and I walk out. Those are the things that I can control, and that's what I focus on.
It's easy to play games. But I'm gonna teach you how to look around corners, see into the future. It's about leverage.
Netflix is global. It's not just American. It really is global, and I know that from experience because as soon as we finished the first season, I remember, and it aired, I took my family on a vacation to Colombia, and the first day I walked out in the street, 3 police women walked up to me, and I thought they're going to ask me for my passport, and I left it in the hotel, and they walked up to me and asked me for selfies for Beauty and Black. And I was like, oh shit, this really is. And Beauty and Black also happened to be the first Black cast to become global #1 for them. They'd never had a Black cast be globally #1 for English speaking. And so it was very effective because I travel a lot. I travel abroad a lot. And no matter where I go, you get Beauty and Black fans and they let you know. We shot the first 16 episodes of season 2 and only dropped the first 8. So I know that what's in the second 8. And the second 8 is, if you like the first 8, you're gonna love the second 8 episodes. And I don't know when they're gonna drop it, but I'm assuming it's gonna be dropped within the next month or so. And usually we film the series the very beginning of the year. And so I am assuming that we will probably start filming season 3 in January or February. When I first started, I would often walk in and I would be the one and only person of color. Not only in front of the camera, but also behind the camera. That's changed a lot. And I will add this because I think I should, just for legacy purposes. There was a period twice in 2 years where there was a hashtag Oscars So White. I don't know if you remember that. And what happened was there were 2 years in a row where not a single person of color was even nominated. If you're not nominated, you can't win. So of course they didn't win, but there wasn't even one nominated, which said to me that we're not on their radar. And I felt like we had to get on their radar. So I joined the SAG-AFTRA board to be a member of the board that decides these things, to make the rules. And I joined it with one intention, to change casting. Because I had had experiences where I had this one job, and it was a big job, and it was acting opposite Matthew McConaughey. And they gave me a monologue to read, and I thought, I know Matthew is the guy, why are they giving me this monologue? But I thought, you're gonna give me this monologue, you're gonna get me doing this monologue. And I go in there and I kill this monologue. And when I finished the monologue, I knew I had him. Because in Hollywood, a lot of times, no matter what you do, they go, at the end of it, they go, great job, okay, thank you, we'll get in touch. Next, they were silent. So I walk out the room, I felt good. By the time I get home, they've made me an offer. I'm on the job, and the second week on the job, one of the writers came up to me and he says, when we wrote this, we had in mind a British guy or a Russian playing your part. But when you came and did your thing, the director says, that's the guy, make it fit. So I go to the board and I tell them stories like this, countless stories like this. I back it up with a 5-year study of a professor from UCLA that wrote an article about why Hollywood doesn't look like America. And he broke it down. And I convinced them that you are leaving money on the table because you are just telling white stories from white point of view, and anybody else is an extra. But white is the default. And I said the default should be talent. And me and 2 other people that were in the minority committee, Birdie was one of them, and the other one, she's now the president of local SAG-AFTRA. The 3 of us in the committee, we redrafted some wording, and now when you go on casting, there is a segment, a paragraph that says we see, and it includes everybody. Whether you're handicapped, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, we see everybody for these roles that we think that could possibly do it. Because if you have they're looking for someone of a certain type, and you have that quality in your acting, then that should be what we're looking for, not complexion. And that happened, we got that passed. So in casting in Hollywood, every casting room you go into, you'll see a little thing, a little paragraph there that we worded. And within 5 years, everything had changed. Because I think the producers understood we're leaving money on the table. We're not making these changes because it's the right thing to do. We're making these changes because it affects our bank pocket, And so now we see all these commercials. It started off with commercials. Commercials were just diversity everywhere. And now it's spread off to movies, television, TV series. And even I would get some of my white friend actors that would tell me, damn, I can't even get an audition now. Everything is diversity. And I had to bite my tongue because in my mind, I'm thinking, welcome to my world for the last four decades. That's what it's been like for us. And now that the playing field is somewhat level, when you've had an advantage and that advantage has been taken away from you, you feel like something, like you've gotten something taken away from you that you deserve. When really it's just like now the playing field is fair. And so, casting has changed a lot. I think I went in there at the right time, with the right energy. And because Oscar So White had happened 2 years in a row, I felt that Hollywood was embarrassed and they knew they had to do something to address this. And so I pat myself on the back. That's one of my accomplishments. And I hold that accomplishment as high as any award that I've gotten for acting. What I persuaded them is, this is money you're leaving on the table. You've got a huge brown community out there that are starving for content, and they will pay for that content. You've got a huge black community that will pay for that content. You've got white people that will pay to learn about these other cultures and will pay for that content. So you're leaving money if you go back the other way. And then part of this study, it proved that if you cast under the percentage of people of color in the country, like you cast something with just 10% people of color and 90% white, and it's good, people will tune in and then they'll tune out. But if you cast it accordingly with the people of color, people will tune in if it's good and they will stay in. And one of the first examples I gave of them was the car series, TV series, Furious 5 or whatever it's called, Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious, I went to a convention and there were the producers on stage talking about Fast and Furious, and one of them was a brother about 40 years old with dreads. And he was saying when Fast and Furious first came out, the numbers came back and they were shocked. The numbers were huge, box office number was huge. They said, we gotta make a sequel. They make the sequel, the box numbers come back and they're shocked again. He says they were being shocked up until the Furious 5. He He says, I wasn't shocked. He says, I was shocked that they were still shocked, talking about his white counterparts. He said, because I understood it. He said, when you look at that Furious 5 cast, you see everybody in America in it. Whether you're straight, you're gay, you're male, you're female, you're black, you're white, you're brown, you're yellow, all of them are up there. So people would go there because they were invested in these characters. And when things happened to these characters, they felt it. And so the movie worked. And that's why those box office numbers were so good. The movie was a good movie. They were good movies, but that's why people stayed. And so that was one of the examples I showed him. I said, this is what works. And it doesn't work one time, it works consistently. It's a formula that can be repeated. And here's the proof, and here are the numbers. And then there was this other misnomer that projects with people of color, they don't travel abroad. And then I gave them example after example after example of that you're leaving money again on the table. And that's when the big change. It was like a memo went out in Hollywood that, listen, either you're going to change casting or we're going to change you. But I started seeing casting, commercials and TV shows all of a sudden springing up with diversity. It's easier for a male to embrace his age. I've never dyed my hair. I've never lied about my age. I've always leaned into it. It's coming, so let me be ready for it. I've always leaned into it. And what I found is that I would go up for parts and there would be older guys my age with dyed hair and trying to be young and all that. And they wouldn't work for the part of their age. But then you put them in with the young guys and they don't work with the young guys either because the young guys don't have to dye there. They are that age. I just said, listen, I'm going to focus on my work. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do this audition. I'm going to create a character. I'm going to make big choices, brave choices. They may work, they may not work, but I'm going to make these choices. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then we're good. Yeah, they're dream roles. Every role that I play, I like there to be a certain sense of uncomfortability to it. I was doing a podcast somewhere with my castmate Richard Lawson, and he mentioned this phrase. He said, you have to learn to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And every role I look for, I've always wanted to find something that I was uncomfortable, that made me that stretched me. And so those are the type of roles I'm looking for. I'd love to play Jesus Christ. I'd like to play God. I'd like to play the devil. Those are roles that I'd like to play that are just kind of like play roles that I just don't see us in. And I like, kind of like breaking through glass ceilings. I'd like to play the president. This role in particular, as an actor, I think sometimes the role you're playing right then is the role you fall in love with. And I've fallen in love with this character because there's so many layers in this character, and if you've got the chops, you get an opportunity to show whether you can pull it off. When you first meet this character, you think that he is a poor senior that's on a fixed wage. And later on, you find out that he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. When you first meet him, you think that he's a weak person and frail. And later on, you find out this is not the one to mess with, or you'll mess around and find out. When you first meet him, you think he's extremely homophobic. And later on, you find out that he's sexually adventurous himself. And this is one of those few roles where an actor gets to be the protagonist and the antagonist in the same film. You are the villain and the hero in the same film playing the same character. And that's like crack to a coke head, The younger generation, I think because of social media, they have a tendency to want success instantly. And success does come instantly for some people, but that is the exception to the rule. The rule is you got to put the work in. You got to prepare yourself for success. And in the process of preparing yourself for success, I would say don't wait to get to where you want to be happy. You have to learn to enjoy the journey, because some people never reach that place, that destination. And if you don't enjoy the journey, that could be a life wasted. But putting in the work is the most important thing. I prepared myself for, as a young man, my father passed away at 21, and I thought, okay, I'm a grown man, and my father's no longer here. I have to be a man. I don't have anybody I can call on to take that place. It has to be on me now. And no matter what my parents may have done well or not done well, it's on me from this point on. And I prepared myself physically to be able to take care of myself and the people I love, intellectually and spiritually. And I think that, you know, when young people don't put the work in and they don't get success, that can make you very bitter. If you're putting the work in, you are getting a certain amount of satisfaction. And if you do continue to put the work in, you will get more satisfaction. And it's like a cause and effect. So my thing is, put the work in, be consistent, and be persistent.
Just follow my lead and act like you love me.
Oh, girl, I'm not sleeping with you.
You have a boyfriend, huh?
What is this?
Oh my baby.
Look at my babies. They are kicking butt and taking names.
I have a Christmas movie that just came out, and we had an amazing cast, and it came out a week ago, and we were traveling the country promoting it. It's called Unexpected Christmas. It's in theaters now. People are loving it. People are loving it so much, and the character is so different from what I play on Beauty and Black. I just finished filming 2 films. One of them is called Face of Evil, where I get to play a Catholic bishop, and very different type of character that performs an has to perform an exorcism. And I have another film that I just finished, just wrapped on, that I can't speak on because they haven't announced the cast yet. They've just announced the movie and the title of the movie, and that it's going to be on Netflix, but I can't go any further. But I'm really excited about the role I got to play in it, and I can't wait for fans to see it. And then I have a couple projects of my own that we are, one we're hoping to start shooting next week, and I'm excited about that. It's from my company and the director's company. My company is called Can You Dig It, and this will be our first production together, and then we'll take it from there. You know, see what comes across. Hello, my name is RICCO Ross, and you've just been buzzed.